out detecting, and there's the moon popping up for the rising. I think it's the day after the full moon. First target, let's see. I'll dig it up. Okay, dug a bit deeper down there and we still get a really good signal. That's a good sign. See what we can find a bit deeper. Another weekend away on the gold. Now I arrived about an hour ago, about 7 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock. Just having a quick swing and found my first target, and it also is gold just in there. See if I can get it in the light. There we go. Just a little one. See if I can zoom in. There we go. Just a little one. But it's a start. That's good. Got me on the board. Beautiful. Back out on the gold, spending a couple of days out south of Halls Creek, and this is a new 40E permit, and this one I actually had a 40E permit on this last year, so I found some gold along in this creek that I'm working at the moment. Also there is a hill that's on the other side here. I'll just turn it around. Got my lovely with me today, so I found a few nuggets up on that hill up there, but just working my way up here along the creek. Found a few bits of tin along the way and got a good target, which was in the bedrock through there. So I was pretty sure that was going to be gold, and sure enough it was. You'll see it in the scoop there. So that's the first one for the day. Actually did go for a short swing last night and found another little nugget, about a 0.15 I think it was. So that's 2 for the weekend so far. So we'll continue on up this creek and then probably up on that hill just to see how the gold hawk goes on that hill and see if we can find some more nuggets. I think I found about 13 on that hill last time. Anyway, we'll put this one in the jar and keep looking. Alright, back again. Just backfilled the hole through there and got another target just below. So I'll have a dig at that one, see what it is. Alright, that target was in the bedrock there, so it was more likely to be gold, and sure enough it was. You can just see in the end of the scoop there's another little piece, probably another 0.15. Keep moving. Okay, back again. I was just backfilling that hole, and as I did, I got another signal just on the side of that bedrock on the left hand side. So there was another one there, another little one. Just see it in the scoop there, center of screen. That one again is about a 0.15 again. Alright, just working the bedrock through here. It is pretty crumbly, so it's sort of moving quite easily with the coil, and just sort of covering the whole area through here. Got another signal just in here. Nice signal, so I'll dig that one up and see what it is. Alright, just had a little bit of a scratch out through there, and the signal is just in there. And as I was bending over to get the scoop out, I think I can see it. Let me just zoom in a bit and see if I can point to it there. Right there. It's all clean gold in here, so very easy to see it. See if I can scratch it out there. Oh, there we go. Another nice little piece. That is 4 for the morning. Nice one. As I was just checking over the hole again, I've got another signal in that same hole. So I'll check out what that is too. It could be two in the same hole. Back again. That one was gold also. Just a little difficult to get it out because it kept getting caught in other crevices. So here it is here. Another 0.15 size. They were all pretty rough, these pieces, not really water worn. I reckon they've actually come off that hill and got caught up in the crevices in the creek. And so they're not really that worn. So anyway, what's that, number 4? Yeah, I think it's 4. Five. There we go. Alright, I've come out of that creek there, down, heading up through there it is. Just up on this little area here that I've got about 13 nuggets, all around the 0.2 sort of size. But I thought I'd come up here and just give it a go with the Gold Hawk, because last time I was here with the 11-inch. And just got a signal just here on the edge of the schist. We'll see what that is. Sounds a bit loud for me, but we'll see. Alright, dug that one out there. Now I'll just turn it around here. I got in the scoop, it's a little bit clump of dirt there. And actually just double check there. Alright, so we'll see what this one is. Let me just go to double size. Yep, there it is there, right down the bottom. Right there, centre of screen. I'm going to say slightly longer, maybe a 0.2 for that one. Awesome, so there's still more up here. Gold Hawk's finding them. So I'll go over this whole area again and see if we can find some more. Ripper. Alright, closer inspection, it's probably another 0.15. It's quite thin, that one, so I'll put it in the jar though. They all add up. I think that's number 6 now for the morning. I found a couple of hot rocks through this area, and I got a really soft signal through there, which I thought was going to be another hot rock. Once I moved all the rocks out of the way, this one wasn't very deep actually. I'll just zoom in again. There it is, center of screen in the sunlight. Another 0.1, 0.15 maybe, but it's very coarse, very rough. Anyway, we'll keep looking on this hill. That's number 7, I think. It's about 8:30 or something. Alright, back at camp now. It's about 10:30, just having a bit of breakfast. And I'm just going to do a weigh up of those 7 little nuggets there. It's pretty bright and sunny today. I think we're expecting about 30 of a top, but it's quite humid too, so very unusual for this time of the year. It is a full moon at the moment. We tend to get slightly warmer days while the full moon is around. Alright, just getting the scales set up. Switch her. There we go. Alright, so the 7 I got this morning. Okay, there's a little bit of wind blowing around here. I think it is around about 0.6 or so. I'll try and open up this other one, which was the little one I got last night. There we go. They're around about 0.7, just over 0.7. Alright, I'm going to head back to the same area I was just at with the lovely, but she's staying back here to read a book. I'm going to head back out over the back there and go a bit further in on a track where I found quite a few species in one hole, which I might just add to this video just to show you guys. Going to check more around where I found those species, because I didn't really have a really good look last year. Of course, being in my first few months of prospecting, I was a little bit raw on what I was doing, but I got a little bit more of an idea these days. Anyway, this is our camp area through here. Good little spot. Alright, I'll have some breakfast and then head out. Alright, back out working that same creek, just heading further upstream, which is behind me, just looking back where I come from. And that was the hill I was up on earlier this morning. And just found a signal here right in the schist, in the bedrock there. I'll dig that one up and see what it is. Alright, dug that one out. Very hard to find that one, and a good reason for it. Look at the size of it. Tiny, tiny little piece. Oh, it wouldn't even be a 0.05, I don't think. Anyway, it's just another one. That's number 8 for today, plus that one last night, 9. Okay, another target just on the edge of this decaying bedrock here. I'll give it a dig up. Alright, that goldhawk is finding all of these tiny little pieces today. Probably that's all that's in here at the moment. I'll zoom into the front there, you'll see that little piece there shining away, center of screen. Probably another 0.1 or something, just a little one. Alright, just after 12 now in the afternoon, starting to cloud over a little bit. There is a little bit of rain possibility tomorrow, so I suppose the clouds will be building up. Just heading over to an area over there somewhere where I found multiple specimens in one hole, which I'll put up now. And that's still screaming, it's down deeper. Yeah. It's going off its chops now. I reckon it's bloody rubbish because there's something up here now and inside. I'll see what this is up here screaming. I reckon that'll be rubbish. Oh, I can see in there. See the gold? And look at that. And there's more in there. Let's get some more. Fuck, there's more there. Fuck me. What to do? Where is it? This is insane, but this is another piece of gold. And there's more in the hole. Fuck. Oh, it can't be in this big piece again. Fuck. Another piece here. It's screaming. Can't see anything on it, but I'll have to clean it up. I reckon it's got something in it though. Can't see anything. I'll give it a clean up. I'll keep digging though because there's more. Into the pocket that one goes. Oh yeah. This is insane. Alright. I can see another little piece of gold right on the tip of this piece. Oh, there's more inside there. I'm going to keep digging. Let me just check this bit here first. There's nothing left. There's more in the hole. No, I just have to put around here. Let's see what I get. I'm making a bloody mess here, but see if there's still something in the bottom. I got more out. Alright, I just dug another lot out. Haven't checked it yet. Let's get it out and see what we find. So there's more in there, which I've got to get. Let's see if there's any in the hole still. No, seems like I got everything out of the hole. Alright, so there's one bit left in here somewhere. Let me just push that aside. Let's see where it is. There it is. I think it might be this one. No. In my hand. Still in my hand. What's this one here? Yep. Give it a wash. Yep, there it is. Have a look at that. Let me get into the light for you. Have a look at that, just shining in the side of that. Ripper. These are fairly soft. Let me see. See, I'm just breaking a bit off there now. Update on this hole. I think I've pulled out, 5 or 6 pieces, and one of them doesn't actually fit into my little jar. All of these pieces are just full of gold in them. Still more in here. So I'm filtering through it, and I think there's still some in there too, but I'm still getting more out. Alright, back to where I found the species last year. They were just about in there somewhere, and just as I was coming across with a gold hawk through here, and just scraping the surface through there was a signal, and I reckon this came from the species that I found last year. See if I can see the gold in focus. There it is in the little piece here. It's just coming out of the corner there. So I reckon this gold hawk will find a bit of that's been left over from when I dug the hole last year. See what more I can find. And it looks like there's a bit more left behind. Let's go over here. I'll see what that one is. Alright, just went down to scoop up that where the target was, and I actually saw it sitting there. Now I've lost it again, but I'll zoom in and see if I can find it again. There it is. I'll see if I can zoom in right where my finger is there. There it is there.
Look at that. Oh, gold right through that one. Let's see if there's more here.
Alright, got another signal here. Alright, that one there was just below the surface, but again it is a specie, you've got the gold flecks all through it. So these pieces would have broken off the original pieces that I got out there. It's very fragile. I'm guessing it's sort of some sort of decomposing rock that it's in, because it does break off very easy. I can pretty well just hit that with the pick softly and that'll crush up quick. So I don't want to lose all those flakes in there. And these are the 4 bits that I found just today. Now I've gone over that whole area through there with the gold hawk, cleaning up on all the small stuff, so I'll just zoom in a bit like that. You can see there's gold in all of those pieces there. So I'll stick them in the jar. And I think I might move on to another spot. Actually drive up north a little bit to another spot where I found a patch of gold, so I might see if there's any left in that as well. Now just walking back from the area where I got those species, which is directly in the middle of the screen through there, just walking back, and of course swinging away. Got a signal just in there, and I'm getting more of this gold. It's very flaky and it's also attached to a bit of stone, but it's just breaking off in my hand. Oh, look at that. There's still a piece on that stone there. Alright, 2:30 in the afternoon, moved to a new spot. This is the spot I was at last year. It's a little bit more overgrown. So when I saw a whole lot of holes dug, you can probably just see some of the holes there. None of them were actually backfilled. There's a few over here as well. Yeah, found quite a few bits of gold through here that whoever was here before me missed a lot of them. But now that I've got the gold hawk on, I reckon I might be able to find a few more through here as well. I'll dig that one out. Alright, that was the tiniest bit of swarf. So this has been moved around the soil through here, so there will be some swarf around, but there should be some gold around. Have a look at that for a piece of quartz. It's pretty cool. After our last episode with the emu dig, thought it was right to have an emu. Alright, this afternoon was pretty poor. Look at these, not even registering. That one's got a little bit of gold in that I'll probably just crush that out. But all of these little species, I'll put them on there, but there's a lot of rock in that, so not really 2 grams, but I'll take those back off again. We'll give them a crush and see what we get out of those. We'll put the other ones on as well. Not even a gram with those ones there. I feel like I'm back in Victoria again. Well, get ready for some dinner and work out what I'm doing for tomorrow morning before we head back again. Catch you then. phenomenal morning. Just heading out for about an hour or so before we pack up and head back to work. It's a spot that I didn't get to try last year. There was actually people working in this particular area that I wanted to get to, so I stayed away from it. But no one's here this time, so I'll head out to there and have a look for an hour or so. Haven't had a very successful couple of days, but got some gold. Hopefully I can find some up in this area through here when I can find my way in there. Alright, so just heading out towards the back behind this tree here. It's a little bit overgrown through here now. Actually, I might even head into the creek and then up around the corner. Alright, I've had a quick look around on this sloping flat here. The more I look at it, the more it looks like it's been pushed by a dozer and camp area or whatever, but I'm getting a lot of lead shots and a lot of tin. So wherever I put the coil down, I'm getting a screaming target. For instance, it's just tin everywhere. So it's very hard to detect. So I might move back one. There's another flat just back over on that hill there. It's good ground though. It's got a lot of quartz coming out and on the ground. I can understand why it might have been worked, but there's so much rubbish on it. Got to keep my coil off the ground. It's that bloody noisy. Anyway, I might move back over onto another one over there. See what that one's like. Now there's a car just through the distance there. Now this little flat area or flattish area here, very overgrown. Through here, I've got a slight signal in here. It's the sort of signal I do like. Might be just ground noise, but I'll dig it up and find out. Here's a listen of it here. Dig it up and see. Alright, done a light scrape, probably an inch or so, and it has got slightly louder, which is good news. I'll dig a bit more. Alright, it's out now. Came out a little bit too easy then, so it wasn't a very strong signal, but it is a little bit now. So, not 100% sure, but we'll have a look. That little flower that you can see there, that is a Kimberley Everlast. Alright, that was a small bit of gold, so we're on the board for the morning. I'll just show you in the scoop there, zoom in, there it is in the top there. I'll give it a clean up and see what it looks like. There it is in the hand there, still a little bit dirty, but at least it is a piece for the morning. So I'll do this little flat area here for a bit and see if I can find some more. Cool. Alright, that last bit of gold, it's just the centre of the screen, that little hole between all the long grass. Sort of making my way through wherever I can, pushing over this dead grass. And got a little signal here, just cleared the top of grass and stones, but we've got a signal here that could be gold. And we'll check it out. Alright, a little bit more dirt out and that's sharpened up nicely. See what it is. Now I've taken a fair chunk out of there. I'm going to say 4 inches there, and we have sharpened right up. I'm digging a bit of that slaty stuff out as well, so we'll see what it is. Go a little bit further and hopefully it is gold. I had to dig down past the tree root there. Now this is a good little piece, a bit of a specie. You see it there. I think it's got a bit of ironstone attached to it as well. I'll zoom in a bit there. So that's a good piece. That's why it was screaming so much. But I'll give that a bath in some acid and see how that one turns out. I backfilled that one. And I just wanted to mention, I guarantee you last year I would not have found that one there. I just didn't have the patience for looking for those, or hearing for those really faint signals when you're going really, really slow. Also got the machine turned up to manual 8. It does waver a little bit, but if you keep it down slow, as soon as you start moving around quick, it does make more noise. So I'm just keeping it nice and slow. Now I hear a bit of a murmur there, so I'll just clear that area, clear the top of the ground. If it gets a little bit clearer, then it could be another one. Alright, I'm going to have to leave this spot now. That last target that I tried to find was just ground noise, so it didn't get any stronger. You see it's pretty overgrown, this little flattish area through here. Might need to bring a rake, but at least I know this is a spot I can come to for my next trip down here, and I'll check all that out there. I'm just going to make my way over to that next little flat area there. There's a vehicle over on the right. I'm just going to have a quick look at that flat area there, see if there's any signals there. At least then I've got a plan for next time when I come back in 2 or 3 weeks. Alright, 9 AM in the morning, so had my little hour detect this morning. Found a couple of pieces out there, so I might bring the rake back for that next time. Just rake out all that long grass. It's long dead grass, but it's just a pain in the ass to try and swing across the ground because I need to be as close as I can. You see in the background there, the bit of rain's coming. That's where I'm camped, way back there somewhere. So I'm going to head back, pack up the camper and get ready to head back. Alright, catch you then. Back at camp now, just doing a weigh in of those 2 I found this morning with that little specie there. Just turn that on. There's a little bit of wind around, but it's not too bad. 0.5, I'd say, roughly around that, but I'll lose a bit with that stone. And I'll just put all the rest of them in there just with the... That's not the weight that they'll be at, but that's what we're looking at for the day and a bit. Now, it's not too bad. Now time to pack up and get out of here and head back to work. Catch ya.